what we gonna talk about today. First, shalom to all my brothers and sisters of Native American, Hispanic, and Latino, of Native American and Negro descent. Shalom. So what we gonna talk about today, y'all? We're gonna talk about this holiday that's coming up. This holiday that I know a lot of y'all gonna celebrate. And I know a lot of y'all got a personal relationship with the God. I know all that. And I know all you Christians, all of y'all gonna say, that's the Old Testament. I know y'all gonna say all that, but I'm gonna read it to y'all out the Bible, regardless. You know, y'all know tithes is in the Old Testament too. All the laws are from the Old Testament, and we still have all the laws. I'm gonna get to that. So I want y'all to turn to Jeremiah chapter 10, and we're gonna hear what the Most High said. This is Jeremiah chapter 10. It said, hear ye the word which the Lord has spoken unto you, O house of Israel. When the Most High talks, notice he always talking to somebody. It's like he's talking directly to someone. Israel is a nation of people, a race of people. That's the people who's the Bible's about. They mentioned over 2,500 times in the Bible. The Gentile is not a race of people in the Bible. For y'all that don't know, can't nobody show me a man named Gentile in the Bible. Can't nobody show me a race of people that's in the Bible named Gentile. Gentile, look it up, means nation. Jacob and Esau was called Gentiles. So let's read. It said, hear the word that the Lord has spoken to you, O children of Israel. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So the Most High said, don't be like these other nations. Don't be dismayed at the stars and all that, because that's what they look at that and they glorify that. Don't be like the other nations. Don't be like the heathens. He said, for the customs of the people are vain. He said, the things that these other nations do, they are vain. He said, one cutteth a tree out the forest, the work of hands, and the workman with an axe. So now he said the heathens, they take a axe and they go in the forest and they chop down a tree. Let's keep reading. He said, verse 4, they deck it with silver and gold. And then he said, now after they chop this tree down, they take it home, they sit it, and they decorate it with silver and gold. He said, and hammers that it not move. So they say they sit it down, they hammer it down so it don't move, and they decorate it with silver and gold. Let's keep reading. They are upright as a palm tree, but they speak not. They must need to be bored because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is there in them to do good. He said, for as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, he said, thou art great in thy name and great in thy might. So the Most High starts off telling you, don't be like the other nations. He said these other nations, they celebrate vain things. That's what he said. They're celebrating vain things. He said they take a tree and they chop it down. Then they take the tree home and they decorate it with silver and gold. And after they decorate it with silver and gold, they fasten it to the ground. The Most High, what holiday they sound like? What holiday do that sound like the Most High telling us not to celebrate? He said, don't celebrate this. This is a heathen custom. They are very vain. This is what he's saying here. Let me read it again, nonstop. This is Jeremiah chapter 10. This is future prophecies we be reading. It say Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. It say, hear the word which the Lord has spoken against you. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heaven for heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. One cutteth a tree out the forest with the work of hands of a workman with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammer, that it not move not. What holiday is this sound like the Most High talking about as a vain holiday? He's talking about Christmas. Let's get something straight. Christ wasn't born in no damn December. And if you think about it, what does Christmas have to do with Santa Claus got anything to do with somebody coming down your chimney and everything? So the Bible tell you Christmas is a vain thing. He told us don't celebrate this. Now let's go to Matthew 5 and let's read something in Matthew 5. We're going to go to Matthew 5, verse 17. And this is what Christ said. For all you people who always like to say, that's the Old Testament. Christians call God a liar. Anytime you say that's the Old Testament, you're saying God is a liar. Anytime you're saying, in Malachi, let me read something to y'all before we get there. We're going to go to Malachi 3, verse 6. Write these verses down so y'all remember them. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, the sons of Jacob be not consumed. See, the Bible tell you God don't change. He didn't get to the New Testament and he changed everything. He said, I don't change. That's the bottom line. He don't change. So when you say, oh, that's the Old Testament, let me read something to you again. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. He said, it say, was it 6 verse 4? It might be 6 verse 4. Oh, this is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which command you, neither ye shall diminish or art from it, that ye may keep my commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. So let me help break this down. The Most High say, for I am the Lord, I don't change. In Deuteronomy, he said you can't add to the word or take from the word. So that means you don't get to the New Testament and then you start taking from the word or you add to the word. Paul can't add to the word. This is what the Lord said. See, a lot of y'all in the Christian church, y'all don't know the Old Testament. The Old Testament talks about the New Testament. That's where the prophecies are at. And the New Testament talks about the Old Testament. You say, how do the New Testament talk about the Old Testament? There was no New Testament. So everything they quote is from the Old Testament. Now, let's go to the New Testament and let's see what Christ said. We're going to go to the New Testament and we're going to go to Matthew 5, verse 17. In Matthew 5, verse 17, it said, think not. That means don't even think about it. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. The prophets are found in the Old Testament. Christ said, don't think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. Let's keep reading. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. This is where Christians stop. See, Christ didn't come to destroy, he fulfilled. No, verse 18 say, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So know what that means? All the prophecies in the Old Testament have to be fulfilled. All the prophecies in the Old Testament ain't been fulfilled. So when he say not one jot or one tittle from the law shall pass till all has been fulfilled, all the law, all the prophecies in the Old Testament have not been fulfilled. So let's keep going. Verse 19 say, Whosoever therefore shall break one of these commandments and shall teach men to do so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. This is in red letters. So Christ saying out his own mouth, I didn't come to destroy the law. I didn't come to destroy. I came to fulfill. What he fulfilled was the pain and suffering side. That's what he fulfilled. It was prophesied for that to happen. That's what he came to fulfill. He didn't fulfill all the prophecies in the Old Testament. So he said, unto heaven and earth, he said, not one jot or one tittle from no wise in the law shall pass. So you know what that means? That means the law, we still got to keep it. This is in red. You know how most pastors, y'all do this, and I hate when Christians do this, because this is why I say I hate this. If I didn't really know about the Bible, I would really want to know the truth. I wouldn't lie to be trying to like get over on somebody or lie to just to make. I would really want to know something I was involved in. Most people in the Christian church, if they be honest, they don't know the Bible. And you know how I know y'all don't know it? Because y'all always say that's the Old Testament. The Bible is one book. The Old Testament means Old Covenant. The New Testament means the New Covenant. That's what the Old Testament and New, that Old Covenant, New Covenant. The Old Testament talks about the New Testament. The New Testament talks about, when you hear Paul say, as it is written, that means he's quoting from the Old Testament. Now, just like when Christ said, for God so loved the world, then that must mean somewhere in the past, God had to say he loved a world. And what world did he love? So when you hear them talking, they always quote from the Old Testament. So Christ said, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. Where do you find the prophets' words? In the Old Testament. You find it in the Old Testament. Christ said, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. So let me read that to y'all again. This is how it starts off. He said, think not. When I tell you, like, it's like when you was a child and your mother say, don't even think about it. That means don't even put it in your mind. Christ starts off saying, think not that I come to destroy the law. So that means don't even think he came to destroy the law. He said, I come not to destroy, but to fulfill. This is where all the Christians stop and shut the book. Like, see, Christ came to fulfill. They leave all the rest of this out. And this is why I say so many Christians and pastors are, y'all don't be truthful. And that's what makes me mad about y'all. Because if y'all was really about the Most High, y'all would be truthful in whole totality. Because I know y'all see the rest of these verses and y'all would ignore them. And that ain't cool. You know, because I want to say this. What parent rewards their child for doing wrong? I know you parents do it nowadays. Y'all don't even really watch y'all kids. Y'all sit them in front of TVs and give them a phone. But a real parent don't reward their children for doing wrong. So if the Most High say, I want you to keep the law, that's the reward. What's the reward for keeping the law? The kingdom. You have to do something to get something. Simple. You don't do nothing and you get something. Do you think the Most High will punish the children of Israel for breaking his laws? But I'm going to bless everybody else and y'all just say y'all believe. Say y'all believe and click y'all heels 3 times and y'all cool. Do that even make sense? But the children, that's the first thing you hear one of the Christians say, I'm not an Israelite, so I'm not under the law. Do you know what the law is? Let me read to y'all what the definition of sin is. Because a lot of people in the Christian church don't even know what sin truly is. We're going to go to 1 John verse 3 and 4. It say, 1 John 3 and 4, it say, whoever commits sin transgress also the law. For sin is transgression of the law. That means the definition of sin is breaking God's laws. So when y'all say y'all repenting in church, how can y'all repent in church from sin if the law is done away with? I need y'all to really think about what I just said. If the definition of sin is breaking God's laws, and if y'all say the law is done away with, then that means there's no such thing as sin. You can't have sin And a definite, it's like if I got a murder case and you have no body, I don't have a murder. It's like if you have a robbery and you have no victim, then I don't have a robbery. You can't have sin without the law, and you can't have law without the sin. They interchangeable. So if I'm repenting from sin, that means I'm repenting from breaking God's laws. So you can't say we are not up under the law, we up under a grace. Do you know what a grace period is? Grace period is when you don't pay that car note and that white man tell you he gonna give you a little bit of time to pay that car note. You know that car note got to be paid. Grace was when Christ told that woman when she had committed adultery and they was about to stone her, and he told her, hey, sin no more. That's what was grace is. He didn't say you don't have to keep the law. He told her, don't sin no more. So by her repenting, it's meaning she turning back from the sin. Like for instance, if I smoke cigarettes and that's a sin, and I ask the Lord to forgive me, I repent from it. That means I stop smoking cigarettes. That's what that would mean. So when y'all say y'all repent from sin, that means y'all repenting from breaking the law. The definition of sin is breaking God's law. You can't change that. So I don't know why y'all think y'all don't have to keep the law. If the Most High said don't celebrate Christmas, he said that don't do that. That's for the heathens. And then just think about it. What do Christmas actually got to do with the Most High when y'all got a fat white man y'all sitting on his lap and he boning up on y'all? I be seeing y'all grown folks on that dude's lap, and I be like, what is wrong with y'all, man? So I'm reading it to you out of Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Most High told us don't celebrate them vain things. He said them vain things, man, celebrating Christmas. Don't do that. Because do you know we have holidays in the Bible that he gave us to celebrate? He gave us a lot of things to celebrate for y'all brothers if y'all just want to celebrate. We got high holy days, Passovers, feast days. I mean, he gave us so much to celebrate that if y'all want to celebrate, he gave us things to celebrate. But what I'm trying to read to y'all is, you know, he said, when will they tell us the truth about the real Sabbath day? Friday. Yeah, that's the real thing about Sabbath. Like, when will y'all start? Like, when would churches keep the real thing about the Sabbath? Like, I be wanting black folks to think, like, for all of y'all that speak out against us, just think about this. If y'all go on my page, y'all can see history where Negroes were called Jews long before white folks were ever called a Jew. They will tell you we were the ones called Jews. And it's simple. We went from Adamites to Hebrews, to Israelites, to Negroes, to colored, to African Americans, and that's what we is now. We the only race of people with nationality keep changing. So I say that to say we have to keep God's laws. We try to teach y'all the truth. If you look at a calendar, you know Sunday is the first day of the week. That's the first day of the week. You see it on the calendar. You can look directly at that calendar and see Sunday is the first day of the week. Show me in the Bible when my God changed the Sabbath to Sunday. He didn't. It's always been Saturday. It's from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It's a whole day. Not no going to church for a couple of hours. And this is like we try to give it up to y'all, give y'all the real how this go. The Most High say don't celebrate that Christmas. And I know y'all don't want to hear that. I know, but at the same time, y'all should be listening to this because some of y'all stressing about buying Christmas gifts, trying to get Christmas together. Let me read Jeremiah 10 to y'all one more time so y'all won't be thinking like, and I just read to y'all, Jesus Christ said the laws are not done away with until all has been fulfilled. All the prophecies ain't been fulfilled. When we read one of them to y'all, they ain't been fulfilled to show you that they ain't all been fulfilled. I'm going to read to y'all Isaiah 14. Let me read this to you to show you that all the prophecies have not been fulfilled. It say, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers, that's everybody that's not an Israelite, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, And Israel, the children of Israel, shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall rule over and they shall rule for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. See, that's a just God. My God said, just like y'all ruled over the children of Israel, my people is going to rule over all of y'all. That prophecy ain't never been fulfilled. So when Christ said, until all has been fulfilled, we know all the prophecies in Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Jeremiah have not been fulfilled. This we know. So we have to still keep these laws. And let me read one of them to y'all again. I know y'all hate this, but it's a case of this. If y'all ain't been noticing war, and y'all probably don't really know how to read this Bible, but if you ain't been reading, war has been popping off all over, just like it's been prophesied. The nations of the Middle East have been came together. All these nations is coming together, and they're going to war, just like it's been prophesied. All the nations is turning on America. It's getting short. We getting real short. So you got to decide, either you stand over here or you stand over there. You got to decide it. So let me read to y'all again. This is Jeremiah 10. And we're going to start off at verse 1. Now, I'm speaking to my Israelite people. If you ain't an Israelite, I don't give a damn what you do, because the message the Most High giving is only to the children of Israel. Listen how he talks. Listen if he talking to everybody or is he talking to one particular group of people. Let me read it to you. And it starts off a little something like this. Hear ye the word which the Lord spoken unto you, the house of Israel. Thus said the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen. That's everybody outside the Israelites. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Like they're just dismayed at the things they see up in the sky. He telling us, man, don't be amazed by that stuff. He said, for their customs. He said, the things these other nations do outside the children of Israel, he said, the customs of the people are vain. People, he said, the custom of the people. He ain't talking about one just race of people. He talking about to everybody outside the house of Israel. He said, for the custom of the people are vain. For one cut a tree out the forest, and the work of hands of a workman with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, then fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. He said, and they are a upright as a palm tree. He said, this sits upright. Like he just telling you the whole thing. He telling you, man, don't do that Christmas thing. Man, the heathen do that. Don't do what the heathen do. Don't be dismayed at the things they do. He said, for the custom, basically, he telling y'all, man, don't be jealous at the things they do. Don't be at the things they do. Because he said, for the things they do is vain. They do vain things. And he goes in to tell you one of the vain things they do is they celebrate Christmas. My God said that's a vain thing. He telling us don't do that. That's what the Bible said. And I know what y'all saying. Nigga, you must ain't got nobody you want to do something for Christmas. You broke. That's why you saying don't celebrate Christmas. Okay. I'm going to be broke every Christmas because I'm going to keep some money Christmas. That's something I ain't got to worry about. Or birthdays or Thanksgiving or none of that crap. I spend my money on feast days. I spend my money going to the Passover. That's what I spend my money on, feast days, the Passover. I like spending my money on that. You know, so if I blow my money on the Passover, my feast days, where all my brothers and sisters coming together and we showing each other love from all different nations, that's the shit. That's a feeling I can't even tell y'all. I can't even describe to y'all. I know y'all hearing me talking, y'all thinking it's something y'all ain't never experienced before. And I'm just saying, when I experienced it, I was threw back for a minute. Listen, this is how much it threw me back. It's so much love that I bought something from a brother. I wasn't for sure if the brother got his money. I cashed up him his money. So, you know, he was doing business with other guys. So I wanted to let him know particular, I took care of him because he's doing too much exchanging. And I don't want him to think if somebody short, it was me. I went to talk to one of the brothers, a brother I ain't never even met or had a word with. He checked me so raw. He said, "Oh, wait a minute, brother. Didn't you tell me you sent me the money?" I said, "Yeah, I sent you the money. I told you." I said, he said, "Well, then if you told me you sent it, you my brother. Then you sent it." And went back to doing what he was doing. I said, "Damn, I ain't never had no brother tell me that, man. I owed him some money. I ain't never had no brother tell me like, man, you said you did it. You my brother. I trust you. You did it. Let me go on back to doing what I'm doing. I ain't gonna even check because your word good enough for me." I said, "Damn, it's a brotherhood I can't explain to y'all." And when you get around that brotherhood, it's this is what we've been trying to bring y'all back to, us unified. And the only way we can come back to our God is we got to keep his laws, keep his commandments. If y'all ain't noticed, man, by now, man, y'all can't see, like, we starting to wake up all over the world, just like it was prophesied. It was prophesied. Let me get it in here. Let me get it up out of here, man. It was prophesied for this to happen, man. And it's in the book of Barak. It's saying Deuteronomy 30, and it said, "It shall come to pass." This is the future prophecy. This is what Moses saying. After all this thing we go through, he said, "And it's going to come to pass that when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses which I have set before thee, thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord thy God has driven thee." He said, all the lands I scattered y'all to, y'all gonna start to call to mind. This is after y'all went through the blessings, curses, y'all done went through everything. And all the lands I scattered y'all gonna start to call to mind. Like, wait a minute. You see this great awakening that they're talking about? This was prophesied to happen thousands of years that happened before it happened. So all these people y'all think crazy, y'all think like, man, these niggas crazy, talking about they Israelites. These niggas losing their mind. You know, the people that here in America and Britain and London, all through London, Jamaica, Haiti, South America, all these people starting to say we the real Israel, Puerto Rico, all these people you hear saying that, it's prophesied to happen. Let me keep reading it though. He said, the blessings and the curses. He said, "And shall return unto the Lord thy God." When he said return to the Lord thy God, we the ones are starting to come back to keep the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. We got brothers here that used to eat pork, shrimp, crab, block. They gave it up. We got brothers that used to disrespect sisters. They gave that up because now we know when we sleep with a sister, we got to be with that sister. If you stick it, you got to hit it. That's how if you stuck, if you pup, you stuck. That's how the Most High playing it, you know. And think about this. That would make a lot of guys stop sleeping with women if they think like, if I sleep with this sister, I got to be with her forever. A lot of guys would be like, damn, I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So he said, "And shall return to the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou," and it said, "command thee this day, and thou the children of all thy heart and with all thy soul. Then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Lord thy God has scattered thee." See, listen, when y'all read this Bible and y'all keep talking about Paul was going, the Israelites were scattered. We were scattered into all nations. I urge you people who pick the Bible up, go back and study the Old Testament. Stop talking about that's the Old Testament because y'all don't know what the hell going on in the New Testament. That's why y'all think these Greeks is somebody else. It's two types of Greeks in the Bible. It's the Syrophoenician woman, the Greek woman by nation. She's in Mark 7. That Greek and the Greek Paul was talking to are two different Greeks. They are two different Greeks. They tell you that woman, she's a Greek woman by nation. The one Paul talking to, when you look the word up, it's going to say Helen, meaning she was Hellenized. They were Hellenized. They weren't Jews. They were Jews that took on the Greek culture, just like we all Hellenized. We are Jews and we took on the American culture. That's the culture we took on. So, like, let me give y'all an example. Like, all of us going out to you people trying to wake y'all up, y'all would be considered Israelites that are Gentiles. Let me break that down for you. Why would y'all be Gentiles? Because y'all not keeping none of the God laws. This is what the Israelites were doing. So when y'all think Paul was going to these non-Gentiles, these Gentiles are actually Israelites. That's who they are. So he's going to these, the same way we going to y'all. We go out here on the street corners. We over on the internet. We going out to y'all trying to you the Gentiles that's our Israelites. So let's clarify something. Gentile is not a race of people. Gentile is not a nation of people. Gentile just means nation. That's not a national. You can't show me one man in the Bible that named Gentile. Gentile just means nation. When you go read Jacob and Esau, there were two nations. When you look the words up, that's Gentiles. So A to B, you people are Israelites, carried away by idolatry. This is what Paul was talking about. Why was y'all carried away by idolatry? Let's see. Some of y'all indulge in homosexuality. Y'all eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Y'all worship everything but the Most High. Y'all go to church on Sunday when the Most High say go on Saturday. That's the Sabbath day. Y'all breaking all God's laws. So the people that's the children of Israel, the Israelites, you want to say we the southern kingdom. We are going out to the northern kingdom to where our people scattered, letting y'all know, hey, you ain't no Gentile. You an Israelite. That's what we telling you. You ain't no Baptist. You an Israelite. You ain't no Jehovah Witness. You an Israelite. You not no fucking Mormon. You an Israelite. This is the same job the other disciples was doing. The same job that we go out here doing. To wake our people up and say, hey, this is what it is. You got Moors. Moor just mean black. They can show you throughout history where some Jews were called Moors. Moor was just a blanket statement. That was just a blanket term, a blanket term. That's all that was. So you got some of these people that was Jews, that was Moors. So we coming out telling y'all, hey, man, we got to keep the laws, y'all. We got to come back and keep these laws, and that's what we doing. We coming back telling y'all, hey, man, we can't eat pork. We can't eat shrimp. We can't, that shit killing us. That's why we die from heart disease. We die from this. Like white folks can eat pork, but they don't die from it like us. The Most High told us not to do this. Notice everything he gave us a commandment not to do. When we do, we die. That don't sound like we just under grace and we can just do what we want to do. The grace period was, nigga, get off that pork, get off that dope, get off this. That's the grace period. Now, when the grace period leaves is when you catch high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and your heart just messed up and it's balling up. You had the grace period when you were supposed to leave it alone, but you didn't leave it alone. That was your grace period. That's the grace period. We all got a grace period now, but we getting it together. Trust me, I know I got a grace period. If you ask me all the stuff I done did, I know the Most High was dealing with me. I know he was by my side. Ain't no question about that. That was my grace period. Now it's my time to get my stuff together. I know y'all thinking like this world ain't gonna never end, but let me give y'all another history lesson. Every kingdom throughout history has failed. Every great kingdom. What you think the people in Egypt at the time who was conquering the world, what you think they thought their kingdom wasn't gonna fall? When my God got through with them, they ain't never raised back up again. The Romans, the Greeks, the Babylons, the Assyrians, especially the Roman Empire and the Greek Empire, and they gone. So for all of y'all who keep thinking America ain't gonna never end, man, listen, World War III already happening. They over there bombing, America bombing back and forth with Iran. They ain't telling y'all the truth. They are not telling y'all the truth. They ain't gonna never tell y'all the truth, So it's up to us to come out here and try to keep the truth and wake y'all up. That's our job, to come out here and do that and try to educate y'all. We sit and do all the reading and studying for y'all. We have a network of information. Don't think when you see one of us get on here and talk, we're not even allowed to get on here and talk. They test us over and over and over again. Then we got to sit. We still got it. We still learning right now. They still got more stuff. There's so much stuff they put up here that before we can even cut this video on and talk, we got to know what we're talking about. We have to. And this is why we try to share it. We come out and try to share the history with y'all. And it's like, I don't know. But listen, I said all I have to say is this. Y'all got to keep them laws, statutes, and commandments. That's just the bottom line. You know, one day that grace period is going to be gone. And I know all y'all in the Christian church say y'all got a personal relationship with God. I know all of y'all do. Everybody in the Christian church got a personal relationship on why they don't have to keep it. You know what I was thinking, though? This is how I know for a fact, though. This is how I really, 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 really know. I said and thought about it. You know how I know God in Christ is a black man? I'm going to tell you how I know God in Christ was a black man. Because y'all don't listen to him. See, if he was a white man, y'all would have listened to him. You know how when a white man ain't in line around, and at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, you still stop at that stop sign because he didn't program you to stop at that stop sign. So you stop even though he ain't around. Even when you come to a light, 3 o'clock in the morning, the street's clear, you still stop at that light because he didn't program you to stop at that light. Everything he didn't program you to do, you do. You do. But if the Most High say, hey, I don't want you eating this. I don't want you doing this. I don't want you doing that. It's a struggle. I can't give up that damn bacon. I hear everything you saying, Most High, but we got to give up bacon. We can't eat no button bacon. Not all. Why we can't? I just want to look. I don't even want no pig ears, pig feet. I don't even eat chitlins. I just can't get that bacon. It's like you want him to make an exception. And when you do get the bacon, I said, damn, you eating bacon? I got a personal relationship with God. Now, if I believe that I can have a personal relationship with God and still break his laws, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. And I know I'm wrong for saying this, but it's the truth. It'd be a lot of dead niggas. It's straight up. It will. What got me out the streets is the Most High and me fearing my God. Me fearing like, man, I can't do the things I used to do no more, man. My God ain't going to have no, he didn't gave me my grace periods. He said, when you was doing I winked at you. I winked at you, man, when you was messing up. Nah, ain't no more winking, nigga. You know what you supposed to be doing. This is what I saved you to do. I needed some niggas to go out here and preach my word that ain't going to be scared, ain't going to be bucking, ain't going to tuck their tail, and they're going to look anybody in their eyes and they're going to stand on it. This the men I need to fight for me. I need them men. I don't need them men in the church that's going to sympathize and go around, and I don't need them. I need them dudes going to tell them Jewish people, y'all ain't the real Jews. We the real Jews. I need them people. I need to tell them people, man, this is what y'all supposed to be doing. I need them people. That's the people he needed. He needed some niggas that ain't got nothing to lose and ain't scared. So that's why we here sharing this with you. That's why we here to serve this on to y'all, man. That's all we here to do. Y'all the Gentiles that we trying to wake up. Letting y'all know y'all ain't no damn Gentiles. Y'all are the descendants of the children of Israel. And you know what's so crazy? Putin, watch Putin. Go back and watch a lot of stuff Putin say. Putin telling y'all who the hell we are. Putin just called them people the 13th tribe. Why do you think he said that to them? And then none of y'all catch on what he was saying. Don't nobody catch on. That just go over y'all head. Why do he go in the Russian icons? If you look at the wall of Putin, he got a black man on his wall. He ain't got no white Christ. He got a black man. He got a nigga up there. Just like they do all through the Russian icons. But we don't know that. Well, listen. I'm preaching officer Azar of the ISUPK, you know, at 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding general Yohana. To all my blacks, Hispanic, and Latinos, when I say black, when I say Hispanic and Latinos, Hispanics, I mean of Native American and Negro descent, Latinos of Negro descent. If you are Spanish descent, I am not talking about you. You might as well be a peckerwood. So I'm talking to all my black, Hispanic, and Latinos, man. My black and brown people of the Native American descent and Afro-American descent. You know, this message is for you. Y'all don't have to stress about Christmas. We ain't supposed to be celebrating Christmas. And for all y'all black parents who struggling for Christmas, you know what you should tell your kids? When I remember I was growing up in Chicago, And we used to have Christmases. My mom used to be like, hey, nigga, you see them lights on? You see that water on? That's your Christmas. I ain't got no damn money for no Christmas. The lights and water on, nigga, that's how you get Christmas. And I was cool with that. Like, okay, well, we got lights and water. You know what I'm saying? So I was missing Christmases way before I wasn't celebrating Christmas when Christmas was around because we couldn't afford it at the time. You know, that's back then when you had strong Black women, when they had 3 or 4 kids and they were still going to school and working, and they didn't have all this government assistance and all that. And I was a mess up because I was one of them niggas that always was getting suspended. So I was making it harder on my mom. But anyway, to all my people, you know, this is the ISUPK out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding General Hunter. To all my Black Hispanics and Latinos, shalom.